The Bakushi is the master of illusion. And if everyone believes the illusion, it becomes reality. Bakushi thinks he's won the game, but he didn't count on a pinch hitter.
All is continuous vibration, always in motion. Conductor of energy, a salt in the ocean. Serpent is the sine wave, polarities interwoven. A chemical sorcery, elixirs and potions. Resonant frequencies, molecular explosions. Your daily programs is heavy doses of hypnosis. People walk around blind even though their eyes are open. No time for ideological salesmen with biblical notions. That box in your room, televised lies through your vision. It doesn't matter your race, status, or religion. No longer have to beat you when your mind is locked in prison. That food is filled with toxins, that's why you can't think clear. Illusion of choice is your option while keeping all in fear. Load up all your weaponry, the revolution is here. I said load up all your weaponry, the revolution is here.
We ain't in the same place or occupy the same space. So get the fuck out my face.
In the instant, I changed the mission with photosynthesis. Witness the synthesis, ripping endless on instruments. Feel the frequency, energy off this Hennessy synergy. Literally those that take us to infinity. Reading articles, all is horrible. Calling audibles, I'm remarkable. I shot a fed at a carnival. Dust and particles, follicles gon' be everywhere. Heavy pair of some pistols, I shot him holding that teddy bear. Fuck the system, let's keep it simple. Let's raise the temple, make them triple while you're going to where they all assemble. Not Avengers, I'm the Avenger, I seek the engine. Kept my temper till I stuck the hidden blade up in her. Fuck the ruler, here's what they doing to you. Poison water in the food is what you put into you. I'm the shooter with new maneuvers. Caught back to Ruger, super trooper. He is gonna need a pooper scooper. The revenge of Montezuma. Rocking my Pumas, uppercut like a Kuma, sending you straight to Luna. Cosmic verses from universes on new excursions, emerging the virgin. I pull it back the iron curtain. War leaders are war eaters, born cheaters, war sneakers, rearrange their core features. Born reaper, hurricane, the sword keeper, form ether, burn all of the mold geezers. Up in government, parliament, bitch, I'm tarnishing arguments, ain't no bargaining, throw a bomb in the audience. I'm the guardian, strange you all in the cardigan, rearrange the universe, I am the artisan.
We ain't in the same place or occupy the same space. So get the fuck out my face.
As a king, fighting the spirit of Mesa King, vibing to my queen, playing the tambourine, while I'm eating the tangerine. My plasma was replaced with gasoline, got the blood of the Elohim, manifesting through a dream, a shit you never seen. I got the eyes of Medusa and the hands of Wolverine, astral project with my inner being. We locked in the inner ring, hoping the Anunnaki intervene. While the world is under siege, they got an abyss under the sea, living underneath. Lightning struck me standing under a tree while I was crumbling weed, and an angel swooped down, put me under her wing. Now she shields me from my desires the devil brings. Say my name in vain and you will never bleed. Say my name in vain and you will never bleed.
The Bakushi is the master of illusion. And if everyone believes the illusion, it becomes reality.
Alright, what is up? I know last night was fucked up. For some reason, it was just giving me problems, man, and Dean, so I said, fuck it. I went and worked on music. That's wild. So Trump, first off, before I get into this, I want to see what states Trump or Dumper put these soldiers in. Hold up. Do. They're either about the crashed system, and you're putting soldiers in place in their farms and shit. Yeah, immigration crackdown my ass. The only thing Trump has done is give $500 billion to the rich people. Other than that, he said he'll bring the food prices down. Never happened. He said a lot of things. Never happened. It's blatantly clear that he's all for the rich. I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Huh. Washington, point. I could see maybe Washington, but what? Motherfucking Trump. Triggity Trump took America and took a fucking dump. Trump's gonna single-handedly destroy America. He already put troops on the ground that have fully loaded guns, which this goes out the window. The Posse Comitatus. I think I'm saying it wrong. Posse or Posse? Comitatus Act. It prevents soldiers from policing. It's like these people don't even care about the Constitution. And in Trump's speech, he said, he was mocking people that called him a dictator. And he said, well, maybe we need a dictator. I'm like, oh. I mean, Putin's a dictator. His country is booming and clean. So is Ying Ji Shuang Balam Bam Bam Boogie. I don't know his name, but China's clean. Now, do I agree how they treat the people? Not all the time, but for the most part. Let's see. So, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The Posse, let's see how you say this first. Do, do. Who cares? Nobody cares. No one cares. Posse, Comitatus. Posse, Comitatus. Posse, Comitatus Act is United States Federal Law 18 USC. I don't know what that is. Signed 1385. Original at 20 Statute 152. Okay. Well, let me drop the links. It's pretty boring. That's why I ain't really doing nothing. It's pretty boring up here by myself. No enthusiasm. No one participates. So it just makes me not care, you know what I mean? I could do other shit. Like I rewrote my verse. I gotta put that down today. I gotta finish cutting the beat up so then Surge Rock can go. And this is gonna be a fucking classic track. It's gonna be the best fucking track we put together, dude. Dun, dun. So, this was signed June 18th, 1878 by President Rutherford B. Racist Hayes that limits the powers of the federal government and any other government entities such as county sheriffs and justice of the peace that are authorized to form a posse, comitatus, in the use of federal military personnel to execute the law. within the United States. So what Trump's doing is illegal already. Congress passed the act as an amendment to an Army appropriation bill. Appropriation bill is legislation to appropriate blah, 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 blah. Following the Reconstruction and updated in 1956, 81, and 2021. They're always updating these laws too, which is terrible. The act originally applied only to the United States Army, but a subsequent amendment in 1956 expanded its scope to the United States people. I'm going to leave it right there. That's funny. Who the fuck is that? The Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land, which also isn't followed either. It superseded the Article of Confederation. Let's see. The Article of Confederation, officially the Articles of the Confederation and Perpetual Union, was an agreement early body of law in the 13 colonies, which served as the nation's first frame of government. During the American Revolution, it was debated by the Second Colonial Congress at present-day Independence Hall in Philly. We got Dean in the house. Oh no, Ghost MC. What happened to Dean? What's up, MC? I guess Dean chickened out. They don't have technical controls, Dean. Sometimes it's difficult. I know sometimes I have to like schedule my shit not 60 times, but like 2 or 3 times.
How you doing so far today there, Charles? It's 5-speed in case you didn't know.
I'm all right, 5-speed. Just speaking on this Trump breaking our so-called rights, stepping all over our Constitution, the Posse or Posse Comitatus Act of 1868. Hold on.
Brennan Center for Justice.
Because Trump is putting troops all over the U.S. armed, and that already is against our rights. There's no emergency. But, because the military under this act, they're not supposed to be armed and act as police officers.
Public officials aren't supposed to be taking an oath of office and swearing an oath to the Most High Supreme Creator, and they're not supposed to be lying about that either. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do whatever they want. We got to wage war on them.
Well, I think the war to rage would be one's own abilities of their mindset, wouldn't it? As I said yesterday, it seems that these people control most of society's thoughts. Where's all the free thinkers? Where's all the thinkers that think outside the box that they've got us all in?
Well, some of them are
you
here.
can't do that, but meantime, they're treasonous public officials doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. They all want to hold on to that power. I mean, I just try to look at everything from reason and logic. You know, does it make sense? Is that going to protect my family and my children's futures? Or is something don't add up here? It's not the same way we run our houses, but they're all telling us what to do. Because nobody seems to be able to think for themselves and provide the thoughts that is needed to secure and protect family in all children.
So for those that don't know what Posse Comitatus means, it says in British and American law, a Posse Comitatus is a group of people who are mobilized by the sheriff to suppress lawlessness in the country. In any classic Western film, which is bullshit, when a lawman gathers a posse to pursue the outlaws, they are forming a Posse Comitatus. The Posse Comitatus Act is so named because one of the things it prohibits is using soldiers rather than civilians as a posse. And yet Trump is putting them, I got to find out what states, he's putting them all over. Now, is it because they're going to cut cash off and people, or Richie from Boston said when these tariffs hit, the food's going to go so high, people aren't going to be able to afford to eat, and they're just going to start going buck wild. I'm waiting for that. People would be breaking to steal your last soup.
Let's hope it don't go that far. But remember, we were discussing yesterday that it seems the Midwest here in the United States of America is the land that's capable of feeding all the people of the world. So it doesn't make much sense to me. But I think I saw something where Trump was running under the 1889 Constitution?
Man, he needs to run under the original where it can't be altered. When you have a right to bear arms, you have a right to bear arms, and that's it. There is no.
I like what you just said there. It should be running on the original, and it shouldn't be able to be altered. Let's stick to that. So if the orders of merit was to pull the resources to provide and secure all of our children's futures, Somebody's lying. So if that Federal Reserve has been militarized to go against its own people, well, that's a problem. And each one of those workers, as they say, all take an oath to do what's true, right, and just. And they're all lying for the sake of a dollar. And they don't want everybody else to figure it out because they want to control that dollar. That Federal Reserve System is the resources of this land that they've turned into a dollar.
It says 19 states, but what 19 states? That's what I want to know.
19, what about sending the National Guards to more places?
Yeah, 19 different states he sent them to. And I don't
I
know.
had a conversation with, was it yesterday? Not yesterday, but the day before. I had a 10-minute conversation with a specialist Robinson at the Kentucky National Guard's Judge Advocate General. I'm not sure most folks are prepared for what's going to come down the pike here.
They're going to I seen a video back in the day. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Of U.S. soldiers, they had like a mock city, not a city with skyscrapers, just like, a city with houses in it, 2-story houses. And they were training soldiers to go door to door and disarm American civilians. So that's going to come soon. They're going to try to disarm us. But it
Well,
ain't
it's
going to
like
go
even
over.
in school, we didn't even know it, but a lot of these places are having mock trials with the kids, just like they do with the elementary kids that, teaching them about the voting system, and they have their own little voting thing within the classroom.
They're always attacking children because their minds aren't developed. They're easy to manipulate. And it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. There's all types of what's the word I'm looking for? There's all types of shit. Oh man, I'll think of it in a minute. There's all types of predators. It's not only a sexual thing. People could be predators for psychological war. But yeah, it seems they even use the children to fight their wars, and they had a nerve. It's always the children, the children, the children.
Well, think about this. Let's see if you imagine a little kid comes up and he's always mommy and daddy's his heroes, right? But what if it's even darker than that? And these people really are using their children, and their children look up to the mother and the father, and they trust them. They trust them with all their top secrets. They trust them with all of their problems. They trust them in business. And here, the ones closest to you is the ones selling you out.
Always.
So everything you tell them, they got the Posse, Comitatus, on the other end in the background, setting up your demise because you already told them your game plan.
Damn. Can't even give me a list of the 19 states, these bastards. Simple question. Simple fucking question.
Look at the Democratic run states. Maybe that'll help you figure it out.
It's gonna be deployed when and why. See. Here it is.
Look at that, says former president.
Come on. August 23rd. Humpty Trumpty sat on his wall. Humpty Trump. There we go. So, we got Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho. Motherfucker. Alabama, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. Thank God not Connecticut, because I would go to bump heads with them. And they're being armed, which is dangerous. You know, Trump, and then someone said, Trump made a sly remark, you know, because someone said he's acting like a dictator, and Trump says, well, maybe we need a dictator. And I'm like, man, this guy backdoored everyone, and I told people this is gonna happen. He backdoored everyone. He lied to get his way in, but that's nothing new. They all do this. But
Well,
people
the thing
just
that I look at most
continue to
importantly is people's actions. Anybody can say anything, but those actions will outline and defy whether it's a good faith actions or bad faith actions. That's unquestionable. That's a fact. So if they control all of our thoughts with all of these distractions, when people can't look at a certain set of actions and decide whether those actions benefit the security and the protection of all of our children's futures, that's a pretty fucked up deal, if you ask me, that people can't even look at that and know immediately whether that is an asset or a detriment to all of our children's futures. These fucking people in leadership, they don't have much of a mindset. How the fuck are they leading?
Well, they're only in position to benefit the rich. You know, it's not benefiting us in any fucking way. I tell you that.
But now, if people still had that in their memory bank of how to live off the land, now they wouldn't be winning, now would they?
Well,
people they took the land away, and you can no longer live off of the land anymore because they control the land, and you got to work for them to get some Federal Reserve notes from a system that is supposed to be good faith. You see how they've controlled everybody with a piece of paper. They don't have to know how to do anything. They don't have to figure out how to do their windows in their house or patch a hole in the roof because they've got this dollar bill that they can pay somebody else to go do it. So they didn't learn anything. In fact, they actually dumbed them down because now they're dependent on somebody else because they don't know how to take care of the necessities that is involved in life itself. Holy shit.
Dean says children with a state of mind that they will tell their parents to go into an old folks home or losing it, mom or dad.
Yep.
Another rift in family. Peace, Craig. Who else came in here? Dean, Chris. That's it. Oh. Hold on, let me do it this way. These data centers are going to be detrimental to everything, man. They're going to poison our drinking water even more.
Well,
And they're going to
DC
pollute
was,
the air.
that's what DC
We're fucked.
basically was. Data collection.
Look at these fucking things. Look at this guy's face, man. I just want to fucking kick that shit right in the dome. Like, I know people love Trump, but I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them. They're good talkers. That's it. My grandfather taught me this at 8 years old. I was 8 years old. My grandfather said they talk a good one, but they do nothing they say they're going to do. Their word means nothing. Humpty Trumpty. Come on. Trump AI plan calls for massive data centers. Here's how it may affect energy in the U.S. It's going to fucking jack up our electric bill. That's why it's important we start creating our own electricity. If these people got a problem, bring it. Let's go to war, man. But people are scared to stay on the ground. They're too comfortable. Too fucking comfortable, man.
Well, I'm one that believes this
with
is a spiritual war, not a material war.
Well, it's being fought on a material plane.
Because most folks can't handle their value, which is that word in that spiritual realm.
Look at this place. I wonder where.
Is that what he's putting in Alabama?
We're gonna find out.
I think it's
mass electricity are needed to support the complex rivers equipment for more electricity demand from data centers. Blah blah blah. Let's see. This is in. Doesn't say. Huh. Interesting. Maybe it'll say it down here. Huh. The plan says to combat radical climate dogma. A number of restrictions, including clean air and water laws. Yeah. So if they cared so much about clean air and clean water, they wouldn't do these data centers. It takes over 1,000,000 gallons of water to cool down these servers, and it's going to pollute the water terribly. But yeah, they care. See, whenever the government says they care about something, it raises red flags. I know it's the opposite. It's bullshit. I'm just sick and tired of the lies and the bullshit. Look at this dude's face, man. I just want to slap that shit right off. These rich people have gone too far, man. And it has nothing to do with money either. It has to do with them being evil. I don't care how much money they got. Money ain't shit to me. Even though we need it to live, I don't give a fuck too much about money.
I don't know. I thought all those Christian people I grew up around, they always told me that money was supposed to come from that faith. But that don't they seem to have all lied about that now, haven't they?
Of course.
There's the control. And then they sold that ideal. Think about this, Charles. And then they sold this ideal to their children about this God. Well, God's watching you. You better not, that's a sin. You better not do that. God's going to this and that and that and this to these little kids. But here, come to find out, when you get a little bit older and you realize those people, they didn't fear that supreme being. They didn't fear any of that. So they obviously didn't have a belief nor any faith. But the bigger question is, why the fuck did they sell it to their children? So they can control them? Mentally, financially, every which way.
Oh, man. Let's see. Where is this? Data centers. Yeah, Trump is just doing everything opposite of what he said he was going to do. And yet people will still back him to the end. It blows my mind, man. It blows my fucking mind. How people are so loyal to the unloyal. It's like, what the fuck has happened to people? When I was growing up, there were solid elders, man. Solid. That would stand their ground and stand for something and fall for nothing. Nowadays, it seems that's a complete opposite, man. I don't know what happened. Heavy hypnosis. And another thing is, I don't see many elders anymore. What happened to all the elders? Did they kill them off? Where'd they all go? Oops. Biggity bagels. Hold on, let me drop the link, Dane. You gotta come up.
Data center.
Paste.
Locations.
So look at Trump's symbol. It's got the 45 and the 47 on it. Let's see if I could save it. I'm curious. Come on, puto. There we go.
All right, as far as what I see here, Charles, there's an Iron Mountain data center. I guess that must be the main deal. Record storage facility, one in Louisville, Kentucky, Miamisburg, Ohio, Phoenix, Arizona, Indianapolis, Indiana, Edison, New Jersey, Denver, Colorado, Tennessee, Scottsdale. Hang on. Where's this at? I don't see that one, but where the fuck are these at?
Interesting.
And that says provides data center decommissioning. Wait, here's a map. So Colorado, that's up near Pennsylvania and stuff. New Jersey, Rhode Island, New York. Maryland, Richmond, Greensboro. Davenport, Wisconsin, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Wow. It says data center project means a facility that requires greater than 100 megawatts of new load dedicated to AI interference training, simulation, or synthetic data generation. Covered components means material, products, and infrastructure that require to build a data center project or otherwise upon which data center projects depend. Energy infrastructure such as transmission lines, natural gas pipelines, laterals, substations, switch yards, transformers. Wow. These people are just polluting everything, man. And the government don't care. Look at the people in Tennessee. We're going to look that up in a minute. They're already sick. Their water's polluted already. Thanks to good old, what's his name? Elon. Elon dog shit.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee.
All right. I dropped the link, Dean. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tennessee. Yeah, well, oh yeah. Probably they're gonna deny it, you know. And I think it's odd how in Tennessee there's a lot of so-called black people that have been rooted there for a long time. There's a tribe there. I forgot the tribes, but they live in that area. And yeah, that's that. Um, it's disgusting. And looking near where I live, they got 360 fucking things over there. That's gonna fucking make people sick that live near there. Probably over here too. Let's see what I could find on them being sick. Elon Musk's AI data center in Memphis, a health hazard. I would play that, but it's gonna kill my fucking gigabyters.
You, Tommy. As the use of AI grows, so does the need for data centers. They're the driving force behind AI, but where should they go? And would you?
Come on, play. Get fucked, dude. You know, the fix going on, dude.
I'm back.
Do you want them in your community? That's the question that people in and around San Marcos are grappling with. Sam's story.
should know every detail about this project before it ever goes forward, and the community should know every detail about it.
A few dozen people filled a conference room Sunday afternoon to better understand facts that several recently proposed data centers will have on their community. The meeting was hosted by the Data Center Action Coalition, which is concerned about facilities.
The group formed in response to a number of data centers that are proposed in the San Marcos area.
The group is aware of 4 around the same area, east of Interstate 35, near where Hayes, Caldwell, and Guadalupe counties meet. People are worried about air and light pollution. Most of all, they're worried about how the facilities will use water supply.
Data centers require a ton of water. They want so you can't back the water usage from these facilities. The amount of water they say they're going to be using consistently.
One person in the audience Sunday was San Marcos Mayor Jane Houston. She and the city considering on Tuesday whether to give the company the green light to build one within San Marcos. She said she came to more about the facilities and was glad the community was thinking about water.
We need to be concerned about water and future water in Texas, so we'll see how water affects this particular data center and going to be.
Some experts say data centers can be a boon for the economy.
I've run 4 data centers since 90s.
Craig Jansen recently met Marcus with his wife. He's not sure data centers are right for the city. He says they're important.
We need them to keep up. Really, we depend on them heavily for high-paying jobs. There's a lot of jobs that will come out of potentially these data centers.
Hey, you know the old saying,
Keep slow.
it'll all come out in the wash. If it doesn't, it's going to leave one hell of a fucking stain.
But basically, that was in Tennessee, I think. And people are already complaining about health issues and dirty water. I mean, loud noise and bright lights. There's people that moved there to get away from the city. And it wasn't Elon Musk, it was the other guy. What's that other jerk's name? Shit. There's Elon and then the other one. Damn it. A little short white dude with the blonde hair.
Short
one in
white
the chat.
dude. Is he? I'm assuming, is he a politician or something?
He just owns a lot of stuff. He remember he owns Twitter.
Oh, okay, Twitter, and before that, before Musk, what the fuck was his name? It wasn't Jack, was it? Bill Gates? I don't think Bill Gates owned Twitter. I don't think he was blonde-haired either.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Somebody said Hara something. I can't see it.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
he put the data centers there, and people are sick already, man. And if Trump and these people cared, even though they're just puppets, if they cared about the people, they wouldn't allow this. Only in America we got poison in our food, poison in our water, poison with frequencies, spraying the skies. This is the worst country in the fucking world. It used to be a good country. Not anymore.
well, I think they probably dumbed a lot of people down in this country in that education system. Taught them
More
how
like
to put that
be
faith
educated.
aside and believe in the dollar.
Trump. Let's see how much of our tax money went to Israel this year instead of us. No wonder our cities are falling apart, because all our tax money is lining the politicians' pockets and going to every other country but our own fucking people. Let alone, damn, what was the name of this thing I'm gonna look up? I think it was Operation Spider. Hold up. Excuse me, Operation Spiderweb. We're gonna look this up. There we go. Operation Spiderweb is a covert drone attack carried out by security services in Ukraine, but they're training to do this in America. Just like in the Middle East, they're training soldiers to disarm American civilians, I'll call them. It's a fucking disgrace, man. Sometimes I don't even like talking about this shit because I get so fired up. I just want to go to war, man. I just want to start putting these people where they belong, man.
Well, I had a conversation. I had a conversation. I don't know if you know much about my story, but I've been pretty much separated from my family because of truth for about 4 years now. And I was having a conversation with my daughter that will be 16 in a couple months, and she's talking all about this stuff going on in the world and children and deportation and all of that stuff. And I basically just kind of laid it out to her and said, these people are controlling your mind. See, they want you to react through your feelings and your emotions.
Yeah, I know.
And
you're right.
And I gave her a prime example. And I said, a bunch of people come in and say, "Oh, you got all this power. You have to do this. All of these children are," and then you find out it's a lie. Now you're guilty. Now you're guilty because you were unstable. You made an unconscious decision that only benefited your fucking self. And somehow these people think they're leaders. Shit.
Man, the only person I'm leading is me. I don't want to lead other people.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, and not bringing the religion into it, but bringing faith into it. And said, "Hey, I meet this guy Charles in the community, and all of a sudden, we started collabing, and the next thing you know, we had one of the largest crops in the fucking whole area."
Mm-hmm.
They don't want that. But if I was a betting man, I would anticipate in 2026, America in the Midwest, there's going to be a whole lot of agriculture going on, baby.
Man, a lot of these so-called rednecks, they call them, which I don't agree with the labels, but a lot of the women, I'll call them men and women that live in a holler or in the mountains, they don't play games.
No, sir.
They love their country. I love America before it went to shit.
Right.
I love the people in America. And they're not playing game. They're waiting for that treason to happen, and they're gonna unleash hell like no one's ever seen.
You know, I heard, you know who Paul is, right? I'm sure you know Paul, right? On Paul Enslaved.
Enslaved.
Yeah. He
I've
was
heard of
saying,
them.
yeah, he was saying one time, I don't know. Fuck it. It don't matter.
Yeah, I've heard of them, but I've never been over there, and I don't
Well,
communicate with them.
yeah, well, I used to go there a long time ago when I first run across him, and then you figure out real quick who's in it for popularity and who's in it for the real deal. But he was talking all that time about getting the money and headed to the woods, and I'm like, motherfucker, the son of a bitches in the woods have come out, and you're talking about running off and hiding in the woods. Everything is literally fucking ass backwards.
Yeah, well, he better be careful where he goes in the woods, because you'll stumble on some private property. They're not gonna like that too much.
I think, Charles, to be honest, buddy, I think people take the word building and all these words that we've all grew up with, like a home and shelter and a family and a job and finances. And I think they fucked all that up just because they think they're big, fast talkers and they use big, fancy words that they can fool those old boys in the woods and out in the country. You ain't gonna do it.
Definitely not. Definitely
No,
not.
sir. Well, I said to a friend who is at FTW stage, says, I'm sure that has happened to a lot of us, blind until our eyes get open. I doubt that programming would have let children's minds open in childhood. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. They don't want those
Well,
children's minds to uh, be inspired and encouraged. They don't want that. They want them dumbed down and they want to control their thoughts. That's why you're not allowed to discipline your children. But yet, when they do something wrong, they'll send you the bill.
Peace, Jay Heighton. Peace, Scott Severini. Who else came in? Peace, Marlene Brown. I miss anyone? Chris, Craig. That's about it. Who came in? Stockholm Syndrome. MK Ultra is the biggest. That's why I said that in my rhyme. The television, man, it doesn't discriminate. The television don't care if you're what religion you are, what race you are, what job you got. The government don't care about none of that either. We're all equally poisoning us and equally fucking us over, but yet we in this country we argue with each other, are so dividable over the stupidest shit. When I was growing up, people didn't argue over what politics they were. They kept it to themselves. There was no division over Republican and Democrat. That was barely ever talked about. People would help each other out with the drop of a dime when I was growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. And then after 9/11, that's when the country started going to shit fast. Doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom chicka doom. Come on.
Absolutely, Scott. One's belief in what they think is not going to put food on the table.
Yeah. Before you know it, prices are going to be so high. It's getting to a point where nothing is safe to eat. All these dyes, all these cancerous dyes that are in our food. The FDA
all
is
that
full of
shit,
shit.
the red 40, all of it.
Yeah, the FDA, right? They're doing their job so good that that stuff it slides right under the radar. And
See, I think
inspection.
here in America,
Oh,
have we forgotten these people doing the jobs for us are no
what was
different
that
than you and
yesterday?
I? So are they
FDR.
operating in good faith if they're flipping the tables of that benefit system into a benefit scheme?
No, not Franklin D. Roosevelt. What was that thing yesterday you were talking about? Was it FDR?
No, FRS, the Federal Reserve
That's
System.
FRS, Federal.
It also stands for fellow of the Royal Society. It's got a lot of different meanings.
What's going on here?
What are you trying to look up?
Just the Federal Reserve System.
No.
Franklin D. Roosevelt's a scumbag.
You know, they've been trying to control the minds of people for decades on top of decades on top of decades. And some,
Hold on, Craig.
everything
Okay.
they've done, it just wouldn't have, they couldn't get the job done.
What the fuck? Everything's freezing up. Come on. I'm trying to let Craig up. There we go. There you go. Where's Craig? Craig.
He dropped right out immediately.
No, he's here. Hey, Craig.
He's not on the screen.
Yeah, he will be. I got to get him up here. He should be right here. He's here. Say something, Craig. The fat, Craig.
What's on your mind, Craig?
He should be here. I let him in. Oh, he's still back there. What's up with that? Hold on, Craig.
Okay. Now it's showing me there.
There he is. He should be
Okay.
here now.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to go back to these data centers. What is it that takes so much water? I don't understand. How do these things work?
The cooling of the whatchamacallit, the server, they gotta cool the server.
But wouldn't they make some kind of closed system like the radiator on your car? How are they polluting water? They just running it through and then dumping it overboard, or what?
Yeah, they use it to cool the server and it pollutes the water. How they
Now, I
do
don't
it,
know
I
how
don't
true it
know.
is, Charles, but I saw something about it was a big server, and it was in this. It looked like water, but it was a special kind of water that doesn't affect with any of the circuitry or any of that in there, and these are submerged in that.
Hold on, let me get back to my
So I don't
phone,
know.
'cause this thing is slowing down. And
Oh, Charles
Oh,
is
okay.
gone.
Yeah, we got rid of Charles. Yeah, I would think it'd be like recycling, like a fish tank or something. You know, the water just runs through there, goes out, cools down, goes back in.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
make any
just like
sense.
everything else with all of this. There's good and bad in all of it. Who's managing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I look at things real simple. If the orders of merit are to protect everybody, that should be the orders that go to that Federal Reserve System before anything is pulled from the resources to anyone. In any practices outside of that, they should be immediately strung up in a fucking tree if it's found not to be in good faith, secure, and protection of everyone, not just your special interest. Special cupcake. You see? I don't get it. They say your word is your bond, but everybody seems to be running off that piece of fucking paper. And because I got
Yeah.
16 million of these, I don't have to follow the rules. I make my own fucking rules. No, that ain't the way it works, homie.
I looked up this cooling center and I got a few pictures to show of how they do it, I guess. I looked up the blueprint, so let's see. I got a couple pictures. Here's one. So I guess it's going to be pretty much piped in, but still, I wonder what's contaminating it, in the server. It has to be something like radiation or something. This one says air conditioning unit, but damn it. Data center pipe expansion, data center cooling system, Flexicraft. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says ML loop flexible pipe loops from Flexicraft are an important expansion joint alternative in adding flexibility to piping systems. Compared to hard pipe loops, they take up much less space, require few support, blah blah blah. All right. That sucked. I don't care about. All right, data cooling center solutions here. Ecolab. That's where I'm going. Ecolab. Keep your data center cooling systems running efficiently with programs that help prevent corrosion, control scale, and microbiological growth and optimize the life of critical equipment assets. But what about keeping the water clean? 3D tracer. Ecolab. That name don't even sound good. Water quality. Unlock fast, focused decisions, making a simple view of asset health. All right, fuck off. Not much help. Liquid cooling for AI. Water cooling. A blueprint for liquid cool. Do AI data centers use water cooling? Duh. Yeah. Evaporate cooling. So the basic of liquid cooling in AI data centers. I want to know how it's poisoning the water. Let's see. Contaminate. This is through the consumption of minerals, dust, and chemicals added to prevent corrosion and bacteria growth, which are released into the environment or discharged. Wow. Data cooling, how to cool. Yeah, I don't care of how to cool. I want to know how it's poisoning water. Data centers and water consumption. Environmental and energy. The EESI, these alphabet people who completely will do anything as long as they're getting paid. They'll overlook anything. Like the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, is full of fucking shit. He says data center developers are increasingly tapping into freshwater resources to quench the thirst of data centers, which is putting nearby communities at risk. Large data centers can consume up to 5 million gallons per day, equivalent to the water use of a town populated by 10 to 50,000 people. With larger and new AI-focused data centers, water consumption is increasing alongside energy usage and carbon emission. Data centers have a thirst of water, and their rapid expansion threatens fresh water supplies. Only 3% of Earth's water is fresh water, and only 0.5% of all water is accessible and safe for human consumption. Fresh water is critical for survival. On average, a human being can live without water for 3 days. Increasing drought and water shortages are reducing water availability. Meanwhile, data center developers are increasingly tapping into surface and underground aquifers to cool their facilities. Data center water usage closely parallels energy usage and carbon emissions. As data centers use more energy for their typical data center operations and to meet AI requests, they consume larger amounts of water to cool their processor chips. So, as to avoid overheating or potential damage, similarly, as energy use increases in data centers, so does carbon emissions. A medium-sized data center can consume up to roughly 110 million gallons of water per year for cooling purposes, equivalent to an annual water usage of approximately 1,000 households. Larger data centers can each drink up to 5 million gallons a day, or about 1.8 billion annually. Usage equivalent to a town of, I already said, 10 to 50,000. Together, the nation's 5,426 data centers. Now do the math on that bad boy. That's about 449 million gallons of water per day and 163.7 billion gallons annually. Holy fuck not.
You know, Not saying there's not, but is it possible they're lying to all of us to keep everybody up in an uproar to say, oh, this is going on and this is going to do this and that's going to do that. And it's just a distraction.
I think so. I think they're
Not
trying to
saying-
scare us.
Absolutely. Fear don't live in my realm, but you know, it does a lot of families. You know, they're afraid of not being able to feed their families and whatnot, and they're married to the paycheck. They're not married to their significant other. They're married to that dollar bill and that corporate time clock.
Well, yeah, and if they get a raise, then they got to get a bigger house so they can let their friends know they're doing better.
Mm-hmm.
And they can keep up the cycle. Working slaves.
And I wonder if some of these old timers that so-called died off earlier than their time with some sort of assistance, obviously. I'm wondering if those people did just that. Said, okay, we've got everything in place now to protect all these kids and shit in the business. Now let's just act like, you know, we passed on, and let's see if they follow those orders that we handed down in that will and legacy.
Yeah.
And they're probably sitting up on the world stage somewhere right now, because I know we're all been monitored. They're probably sitting up there. Yeah, I knew that motherfucker was going to do this. I knew that little bitch was going to do this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it's not far-fetched.
Well, I don't know. I always say people worry about World War III. I would always tell people we've been at war since we came out of our mom's womb.
Absolutely.
True. Absolutely the truth.
Hey, Candy.
We've been getting programs since day one.
You know, there was a time, I still would, I shouldn't say that, but you know, it's a tough cookie to crack when you realize all of this shit in this truther movement for all of these years, and these people that have put their lives on the line for even these haters, right? Because at the end of the day, you're putting your life on them as well, or for them as well. It's insane to me, buddy.
I think a lot of things are insane to me. Like, you know, it's like things just keep coming back around. Soldiers still can't figure out that you're fighting for the politicians, a war. Usually we should have no business being in, but the soldiers will keep fighting for them. I don't like that foreign or domestic. These soldiers don't fight domestic terrorism, because these presidents, since Clinton on, probably before that, but I'm talking my time from Clinton. Well, I was born in '81, so, but I don't really remember Reagan too much, or who was before him. No, I kind of remember
Reagan went in
Carter.
84, wasn't it?
No, he went in 80.
Yeah, like 87.
Maybe
Reagan was 80 to 88.
Because it went Reagan, and then it went Bush Senior, then it went
84
Clinton.
is 84 is when he said that they wouldn't get us coming across our borders. They would get us from the inside, meaning our own family members that are in a public service setting, acting as public officials.
Yeah, that's terrible shit.
That's the truth of this sick ass shit, I believe.
I gotta try to find that video of these soldiers. There's a video of they had like a mock city. They had like houses, like, and they were training going door to door to disarm. And the soldier, they were asking him questions in the video, and he said he can't believe that he's training to do this, and you know he's gonna have to do this in his own country. And I always told my friends, I said, you don't think if they do that overseas to other people, if they were ordered to do it to you, they wouldn't do it? Yes, the fuck they would in a heartbeat.
Yep. And they just
And
following orders.
yeah, I'm just doing my job. I hate
Just
this.
doing your job, not thinking. Just doing my
Wait.
job.
That's why there's a difference between a soldier and a warrior. A warrior knows right from wrong and acts on his own decision. A soldier just follows orders.
Did you guys see that Venezuelan boat they blew up? It was like drug smuggling, they say.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I don't even know if they were like in international waters or what, but they just took a drone and murdered 11 people just like that. Like, who knows what they were doing?
What happened in Venezuela that caused the radiation to go up on this map? It was like at over 14,000, and the radiation went up. I don't know. I've seen something with these maps, but I've also noticed ever since all these fucking alleged 5G towers went up every quarter of a mile, these storms have gotten stronger. The weather has gotten stronger. They're able to whip hurricanes up and whip up tornadoes and earthquakes, and yeah, there's so many towers.
Yeah, they use animation. They use
So many
animation
towers.
and artificial intelligence to stir up the minds of the masses to turn up the heat and watch the bombs drop. You can't make this shit up, man.
You know how many towers are in this country alone? Those fucking 5G towers, hundreds and hundreds of that, probably millions. I have a map that shows just in the East Coast alone, there's over 50,000, probably more than that. It's insane. All those what movie was that? The Day After Tomorrow, when New York was frozen after it flooded? I think they're going to try to pull that.
Yeah.
I got to get the fuck away from the coast. I'm in Connecticut. I got to go. I think my best bet would be Colorado in the mountains, because that's where the alleged new capital is going to be, in Colorado. So your best bet would be to follow that. Up in the mountains. Yeah. They said some people will wake up and they won't even know that the West and East Coast would be gone. You know, people will wake up, it'll be a normal day for them. But yeah, even though Connecticut on the map, half of it will be gone for the most part. But I look pretty safe up here because of elevation. But still, I don't trust it. I'm not high enough. I want to be pretty high up. I'll probably have to go up to the reservoir, but that's even higher up in the mountain there. I'm gonna go live with the Bigfoots. They always paint bad. I've heard good things about Bigfoots, you know, but most people paint. They got this guy who has AI stories, and they're all like these. One story was good where the guy was trading things with and the Bigfoot was leaving these things it was carving, like stuff the guy has never seen before, like so high technology, like it was carving into these stones. Makes me wonder what these Bigfoots are, and because I've seen tons of pictures of the footprints. I mean, them feet are huge, and they're pretty intelligent from what I hear. people always say they feel fear when they're around. They probably could get into your head. I wouldn't doubt it. And they know if you're a threat or not just by feeling you out. And if you're a threat, they'll probably rip you to shreds like a fucking beef jerky. But
So what was that? What was that you were talking about the other day? Where like the Bigfoots killed some people or something? They shot the Bigfoots.
oh yeah, they were going. This guy was going on a hunting trip with his friends, but they wouldn't tell him. And they went deep in the woods, and they ended up at this like old logging up in Washington State near Canada border. And the woods were so thick up there. He said the trees started to look old, like they were never logged. But they were at this logging place that was old, and the guy had a key. They went in, they parked, and then they hiked up. And the whole time they were going to hunt Bigfoot. I hear an echo. Someone got YouTube open. So they went up there, they made the camping, and lo and behold, you know, I'll skip a lot, but lo and behold, they find the Bigfoot, and they're in this hiding spot. The Bigfoot don't see him yet, so the guy draws his gun up, and he's aiming at him, and the guy, his friend's trying to tell him no, not to shoot him. But the guy whispered on his breath, he says, I'm going to be famous. And he let off a shot, hit him in the chest. Now, it's said in the story that it spun him around. And I'm thinking, come on, this thing's 9 feet tall, built 400 pounds. And you mean around, spun this thing around? Now, I'm not buying that. But it took over 15 shots to take this thing down. But in the process, they killed that one, and another one witnessed them kill that one. So the other one came, and it was coming, and it snatched the guy up who shot the first shot, and ripped him apart like a fucking twig. He deserved it. He should have left the fucking thing alone. And then the second guy, the same thing, but the other guy ran and left his buddies there. I would have too. Shit. And it just tore him apart, man, because it killed, I don't know if it was a female or male or what, but it killed its mate or family member, and the thing was pissed. But
yeah,
I think they exist, and I don't think they're savage like people say. I don't think they're only savage when they're protecting their family or their territory, like anyone would.
Yeah.
You go looking for problems, you're going to get problems. It's bottom line. It's that simple. And they went looking for problems, and they got problems. He got torn apart like a fucking Scooby snack. And then he finally made it to civilization. He couldn't tell the ranger. He finally made it to this ranger shack. They went back to look for his friends and stuff, and the dead. I have pictures, but I erased them. I was taking screenshots, but I said I got rid of them. But when they went back to look, the bodies were gone. There's blood and stuff there, but the bodies were gone, and the dead Bigfoot was gone. But I think those things will live a long time, because
was this a video?
It had clips of a video in it. Of the guy holding up. He was holding it up like a trophy, and it had an ugly face. But then I question, could it be a guy in a suit? Could it be AI? Like, who is this? Who I would leave chemtrails out there to catch pictures of these things. And I think, and then people say they have like cloaking technology and stuff. Where would they have gotten this technology from? One, unless they were creating a laboratory. That's a question I have.
I saw a video, and it said that the Bigfoots were real sensitive to infrared. So if you had night vision, they could spot you right away.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, if these guys are going out there, why didn't they think of having infrared? Because they kept talking about staring into the darkness, not being able to see. These things can move quick in the darkness, and I'm thinking, man, and they don't have no fucking, night vision or anything.
Yeah, but I heard the night vision, like it puts out like a spotlight to the Bigfoots because they're sensitive to the infrared light that it puts out.
Yeah, they could see things probably we can't. Smoke some weed. Let me see what pictures
Mark
I have.
Basket says he seen a Bigfoot video last year that had boobs. I bet they were big
Yeah,
ones.
Mark's always making jokes. You got to be careful with that guy, Mark. No, I'm joking. Mark,
I bet they were big ones.
They're probably saggy too. Some saggy big. Instead of a Bigfoot, it was a big tit. Called it big titty.
With 6-inch long nipples, you know.
Damn, that's diabolical. 6-inch nipples. Holy shit.
They got to give They got to give all the beta cucks something to suck on.
Now, why would people want to? My first thought was, now they're gonna mow the lawn. If this guy shot him down, now I'm gonna pull up a couple pictures because these Bigfoots had me thinking about a few things here. You ever heard of a Blemmy?
No.
You ever see this movie right here? Warcraft?
No.
These big monsters right here.
Television.
This movie, these guys are 9 feet tall and they're like Bigfoots. These guys right here. They used to live in the continent here. It's in the movie Warcraft. So I put that together. Then I got this picture of a Bigfoot. I don't know if it's AI or from a camera, but it also made me think of my buddy here, Chewbacca, right? Bigfoot, Chewbacca. Then I started thinking of Blemmies. These guys, I have eyes on their chest, right? And it made me think of this guy, Gumby.
Damn, for him to have eyes on his chest, his head's gotta be way up that ass.
Yeah, look at Gumby. He's got eyes on his chest too. Gumby. That's where they get these characters from, man. Blemmies, Gumby. You got Chewbacca, Bigfoot, and then you got these guys. They don't look too much like a Bigfoot, but similar. They got like boar teeth, as you can see on their bottom jaw. But these dudes are huge, man, these guys. They got feet like a Bigfoot. But I don't know. I was just thinking of some of that stuff. Because Gumby does look like a Blemmy. I always thought, like, who fucking thought of Gumby? I used to watch Gumby when I was real little. Look at these Blemmy guys. Genetic experiments.
These people sure have a wild imagination.
Of course. It's hard to read. I'll have to put this on my laptop one day. I'm gonna jump off here at 2 hours, so I gotta do some music, and then I gotta definitely get this music done. I've been slacking lately. Not really slacking. I spent a lot of time last night putting the beat together and everything. Now I just gotta put my verse down. I'm hoping tomorrow, but after this single we drop, the rest of the album's gonna stay unknown until it's complete. So then people could hear it, and it'll be more surprising instead of me always playing every song we create. You know, it'll be something for people that enjoy music by me and Sir Drop and Hurricane, and I'm gonna try to get Knowledge Uprising on the song. I got Renegade 1 doing beats and stuff. And then I got Lucid who plays the guitar. I'm gonna have him put a song out with him playing the guitar. I tried to reach out to Boston Ray. If anyone heard of him, he didn't answer me back. That's all good. I don't think, I didn't think he was going to answer me back anyway. Maybe he did. I got nothing bad to say about Boston Ray. I just hope it isn't his ego getting in the way. Because we could battle. What? Is Craig a male supremacist? I think that's Beck who said that. Bex. Is Craig a male supremacist? I don't know. Or does he consider himself a male? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't consider myself one.
All right, man, I'm going to jump off here. I got some things I got to do. So it's always a pleasure to get up here and hang out with you and chop it up, like I say. And then we'll do it again sometime. Nice meeting you, Craig. And we'll catch you guys a little later.
All right. See you again.
Right. You have a good one down there. Everybody else in the chat. Peace.
Have a good day. Peace.
You guys do the same.
Damn. I always forget his name. I almost said Five Fingers, but no, it's Five. Let's see. What was the chat saying? She said, "Thank you for your answer, Craig."
Hey, how do you get it so you can see the chat when you're on this?
You have to go to, you see where it's the third one over. You see where it has the two little people? Where it has a number 2 over them in blue? Maybe it don't for you.
Oh, okay. But the third one to the right. Okay.
Yeah. You press that and the chat will come up.
Oh, 5 Speed's his name.
5 Speed. Sorry about that, 5 Speed. 5 Speed. 5 Speed is a good person on here. I don't know him in real life, but on here, I got a lot of respect for him. I'm gonna jump off in 9 minutes. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if StreamYard's gonna frickin' steal money from me because I canceled my account with them because I paid every month, and fucking the other morning I got up and all my shit was gone. Now I don't know if this certain individual hacked into my shit and erased everything, or my contract ended, but I don't see why they would erase all my stuff just because my contract ended. Who gives them the right to do that? But either way, fuck them. I'm moving on. Restream is much cheaper, way cheaper, because StreamYard only got one package, and it's $55 a month. They could shove that right up their twat because it ain't worth $55, nowhere near. Maybe 55 cents.
I wonder why more people don't use this Restream.
I don't know. I told a few people about it, and they started using this. I hope they do. I'm gonna. I typed in what's the next best stream platform, and this came up. Man, this new rhyme I got, at first the rhyme I wrote wouldn't fit the beat, so I had to go back and I tried to like piece it in to fit. That kind of didn't work, so I rewrote it and I got it to fit to this beat. But I want to say so much more, but if I only have a certain amount of room. But man, there isn't a president that's safe. There isn't anyone that's safe on this verse. No president, no corporation, no nothing. For now on, that's all I'm talking about is exposing everything. I don't care. Sometimes I think, man, come after me. I guarantee I'm taking 5 with me. And I could finally have my eternal rest. With my luck, I would wake up in the casket in the ground. Don't. What guy has so many channels, Candy? No, Three Finger was in here, but he's gone now. I don't know what happened to him. What time is it? 1:55. Later. Dean, thanks for coming by, man. Sorry about yesterday, but I freaking called you on Telegram and sent you a message. I didn't hear nothing back from you, Dean, so I started doing my music. But I take responsibility. But yeah, let me jump off here. Fuck it. By the time I say peace to everyone, it'll be 2 hours.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for coming up, Craig. And have a good day. And thanks to 5 Speed. And peace to the chat. Hope you all have a great day. And I will see you guys next time or later if I find something to talk about. Like last night, I wanted to talk about some of this stuff. But for some reason, Restream was fucking with me and Dean, man. It was freezing up and everything, so I just ended it. But peace, everyone. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time, if next time comes.